Hello students, so let us discuss this file which I have already shared with you, examples on importance sampling. So we had already discussed this question. The first question is about the estimating this probability that x greater than 5 by using a sample from normal distribution using the concept of importance sampling. Now we saw when we apply the usual Monte Carlo method what happens. So this we have already discussed, so let us keep this part. So now let us see what will happen if we use exponential distribution with location 5 and scale 1 as the proposal distribution. So means I am talking about the hx part. So this is how we will need to adjust in order to find mu. Mu by mu I mean probability that x greater than 5. So here is the normal PDF adjusted with and then this is the PDF of exponential distribution with location 5 and scale 1. So what we have done is we have simply divided and multiplied by this PDF. So what we get here is this. So it is as if you are simulating observations from this exponential distribution with location 5 scale 1, and using this you are trying to get the this quantity, means you are trying to get expectation of this, expectation of e raised to minus x square by 2 plus x minus 5 with respect to this PDF. So this is what we are trying to do. So we generate a random sample from exponential with location 5 scale 1 by using the inverse transformation method. So this is how it will work. So now then we compute the z and then simply z like this using this sample, and then simply look at the mean. So this is how it goes. So the probability, so the mean is 4.7 into 10 raised to minus 13. So this is what we expect, that the probability is going to be very small. So yes, and the actual value here mu, this we have already computed here. You can see here mu is 2.8, so it is not that great. So what can be done is because this is only once now, one sample you have generated and then you are using it. So what can be done is to check how much good the estimator is. Now this mean of z is going to be your estimator. So how much good the estimator is, you can judge by carrying out multiple simulations. So here is what we do. What we are doing is we are generating multiple samples using this loop, for loop. So what do we do is, first we decide that we are going to have 5000 simulations, then we fix the sample size to be 100, then we are considering both the estimators mu hat and mu star. Mu hat is simply the proportion of observations which are exceeding 5 in the sample, that will be mu hat, and mu star is here. So let us see what do we get ultimately. So in the loop now we are going to generate, every time we are going to generate a sample of size 100 from normal 0 1. Then mu hat is simply the proportion of observations which are more than 5. Then we generate observations not from normal 0 1 but from exponential distribution with location 5 scale 1 like this. Then we compute z, and then mean of z is simply the mu star. So and here then what do we do is we do this. So now here the loop, what is mu curl? So mu curl is nothing but one more proposal distribution actually. Mu curl is normal 6 1. So I did not mention it here, but we are taking one more proposal distribution. One proposal distribution is exponential with location 5 and scale 1, and then the second proposal distribution is normal distribution with mean 6 and standard deviation 1. So if we take this, what will happen if we take this as a proposal distribution? That is what we are trying to get. So this is how what do we do is, if it exceeds, so now see, we want to see whether it exceeds 5 or not. So we did not consider all values of v which are less than c, less than 5. So we consider only those values of v which are less than 5, sorry, greater than 5, and then we compute this ratio. So this will be the additional estimator mu curl. So what can you do is, you can try taking this normal 6 1, you can try taking as a proposal distribution, and then work out the importance sampling method, means take the ratio and all, and you will understand this part. So actually this part was supposed to be the exercise for you, but I forgot to remove this from this code. So you can work it out. It's not at all difficult. So you can see that these three estimators after 5,000 simulations, look at this. This is uh, mean of mu hat. So this is the correct value. So mean of mu hat. So see, mu hat did not came out to be 0 because all were 0, because in a sample of size 100 you will not get a value more than 5. So that's why the mean, all mu hats are 0, and so the mean is also 0. But then mu star, so yes, it is 5.42 into 10 raised to minus 3. And then see, mu curl goes a bit closer, in the sense it is still in the same power of 10 raised to minus 7, but 3.4. So 3.4 into 10 raised to minus 7 and 2.85. So you can notice that this looks to be a better estimator in terms of bias. So now if you look at the mean squared error, so then notice that all the mean squared errors are in the power of 10 raised to minus 14. Not much of a difference is there. So you can either use exponential distribution with location 5 scale 1 as a proposal density, or you can use another normal distribution as a proposal density. Now why did we choose normal 6-1 as the proposal density? This question you may have. Think about it. Why do we need 6-1? Why not take 10-1? Why not take some other distribution? And why are we taking normal itself as a proposal distribution? So notice that uh, the ultimate aim is to find probability that x greater than 5. So how can you find it? Because x greater than 5, that is a rare event. It occurs it occurs very rare. It carries very small probability. But when you consider, when you shift a little on the right side, so right now you are at normal 0, 1, and you are talking about an extreme value 5. So what if we shift to a distribution where 5 is not that extreme, not that rare? So not only 5, actually beyond 5, because we want probability of x greater than 5. So what will happen if we consider a proposal distribution where values more than 5 are not that less likely? So that's why we chose exponential distribution with location 5, because then the lower limit itself will be 5. But then the major issue with the exponential distribution with location 5 and the normal distribution is they are very different in their shapes. So if you try to compare them, you will, if you look at their PDFs, you will realize this, what I'm trying to say. So they are totally different distributions in terms of shapes, in terms of features, their features. So that's why it is difficult to catch this feature of normal distribution from the exponential distribution with location 5 and scale 1. But what can be done is another normal distribution can be used. But what we need to do is just shift. Now which normal distribution can be chosen? So a normal distribution where the event that x larger than 5 is more likely than that for normal 0, 1. So such a normal distribution can be chosen. And so I chose normal 6, 1. So if we choose normal 6, 1 as a proposal distribution, then we will be able to get a better estimator of the actual value, that is mu, and the estimator will also be better in mean squared error as well. So this was the point. That is why we wanted to discuss this question. Now let us move on to the second question. The second question is about y following normal 0, 1 and x given y following normal distribution with mean y and variance 1 plus y square. So then the question is, if this is the setup, then estimate the marginal density of x by taking wx as density of normal 0, 2. So now how it can be done? What do we want is marginal density of x by taking wx as density of normal 0, 2. So if you take proposal distribution as normal 0, 2, how can you find the marginal density of x? So how do you get marginal density of x? Tell me. What you will have to do is multiply the conditional density and the marginal density and then integrate it. Correct? So when you consider multiplication of these two, you will get joint distribution of x and y. And then when you integrate out with respect to y, you will get marginal density of x. So this is the standard procedure. So now what you need to do is here is you need to estimate the marginal density. So how is it done? Let us have a look at the code first. So let us first find the joint PDF, then estimate the PDF. So there are two steps involved here. So first we take the range from -6 to 6. Why -6 to 6? There is no reason for it. It's a guesswork because you are dealing with normal 0 2. This is normal 0 1, and this is normal y 1 plus y square. So y square, how far can it go? So maybe 3 square. So just 4 6. So that's why we took it at 6. There is no reason. Means you can try changing these values, and you can try running it. Then sample size is taken to be 1000. Now because we want to estimate the marginal PDF of x, one way to do is try to simulate observations from x, from the distribution of x, from this combination. Now we don't know the distribution of x, marginal distribution of x. So how can we simulate observations? That is the question. So what can be done is, what we know is the distribution of y, and what else we know is the distribution of x given y. So what can be done is, first generate y, then generate x from the conditional distribution of y, and then collect only x's, and then look at their density. So can we do this? Let us try to do it. So put a loop for I in 1 to n, then y you are generating from normal 0 1, and then x you are generating from normal distribution with mean yi, and the standard deviation will be root of 1 plus y square. So this is what we are doing. So we are generating x and y here. Now how do you estimate the PDF? So now here this is a user defined function. So what we are doing here is, we are estimating the PDF. Means what? uh, Look at this. Z is normal density at point x. We are taking this as a wx. So okay, before explaining this part of the code, I would like to explain you something else. So let me take a short break. So here we are. I have opened all of statistics, and I am on page number 436. You can easily see here. So the idea is how bivariate marginal density can be estimated using importance sampling. So suppose fxy is the bivariate density, and we are interested in estimating marginal density of x. So suppose this is a random sample from the joint distribution. So now how it can be done? How can you generate this random sample from joint distribution? So because you have one conditional and the other marginal, so you can use that to generate random sample on the bivariate distribution. So suppose Wx is the proposal distribution, and now we want to estimate marginal distribution of x using Wx. So what can be done is, here is what I have. I have a joint distribution of x and y. So suppose you want estimate of the marginal density. This is f hat. So estimate of marginal density at point x. So this can be obtained by considering these, using these n values. So how? So first I'll find joint distribution uh, at point x and the ith value from y. What is this x? This x is nothing but the point at which you want the estimate of the PDF, marginal PDF. So how do we go about it? First we find joint distribution at the point which is chosen here, and the other point, that is the y value, will be the ith value from the sample, and then multiply it by w is the proposal distribution, and then again divide both these by uh, the joint distribution, that is joint PDF at ith value from the sample, and of x, and then again from y. So because we have n observations, so 1 by n will be there. So basically this is nothing but an estimate of marginal distribution of x. So it can be easily shown that for every x, this f hat x will converge in probability to fx. So now how can we use this to find this? So this was the question which we were answering in the earlier. So let us try to implement this. So now because here in the joint distribution, we have used the joint distribution as product of marginal distribution of y multiplied by the conditional distribution of x given y. So the marginal distribution of y will be there common in both numerator and denominator, and so it is getting cancelled. So what remains in the numerator is simply w PDF of the proposal PDF, and then the conditional distribution of x given y in the numerator and denominator. So now let us go back to the original file. So we are back here. So what we were doing is we had discussed up this part, that we are generating random sample from normal distribution yi's, then x from the conditional distribution. So we have paired observations x's and y's. Now using the formula which we discussed just earlier, we are computing or estimating the marginal distribution of x at point say x1. So suppose z, we will initialize it here like this. Then the ith value of z is simply the way we discussed there, normal density at point at the ith value of x. This is the proposal, na, wx. So normal density at point at the ith value of x with the standard deviation as √2, because wx is normal 0, 2, and the then the conditional distribution first at the point at which you want the PDF, and the yth value will be from the sample. The y value will be from the sample, and the standard deviation will be root of 1 plus y square from here. So same will be the case in the denominator, but the only difference will be instead of x1 you will have ith value from the sample. So as I have explained before, the marginal distribution of y at according to the normal 01 PDF, that will get cancelled because it will be there in the numerator as well as denominator. So this much will be enough. So what we have to do is we have to just return, because these n values will be there. So the estimated PDF will be simply the average of all these values. So return mean of z. So if you implement this, see, so now the PDF, see, we can't estimate PDF at one point and say yeah we have got the PDF and all, na. So when you are talking about the estimation of PDF, you should have it at multiple points. So let us have it at multiple points. So that's why we took entire vector t from -6 to 6. So we are going to estimate PDF on this entire for all these values. So here it is, isn't it? Here it is. So now we have, is using this est_pdf function, we have estimated PDF for all the values of t, and here is the summary. So now we'll let us try to plot it. So what I have tried to do is I have tried to compare it with normal 0, 3. So I have plotted here, I have also plotted the PDF of normal 0, 3, and I have tried to understand whether it is close to normal 0, 3. So not much of a difference is there except this. So a little bit less spread normal 0, 3 has. So but the marginal distribution of x has a bit more spread, and so the peak is also changing. But the peak is only again at the same point, that is 0. Now what would have happened if we had estimated the computed the PDF using integrate function? So here it is. Suppose you integrate it. This is the density estimation part. So here we have estimated the density function using the command density x. So you have sample on x. So just use that sample. So this somewhat like this. It looks somewhat like this. So yeah, it goes close to the PDF which we have estimated earlier. So what if you use integrate function and directly compute the marginal PDF? So exact marginal PDF, not estimate but exact marginal PDF. So here it is. So what you have to do is simply write a function. So what we are doing here is we are integrating. We have to integrate this function f, which is nothing but the product of joint distribution, marginal distribution of y and conditional distribution of y. So that is nothing but the joint PDF here, and we are writing it as a function, and then we are integrating it over the range -5 to 5. You can give it as -infinite to infinite, doesn't matter. You are going to get the same value, almost same value. So my PDF x gives you the exact PDF marginal PDF of X. So now let us see how good these are. So I have put them together in this graph. So you can see this line, this continuous line which you see, this is nothing but the PDF using the exact using this integrate function. So it's an exact PDF, and the dotted line is nothing but the, these are nothing but the estimated PDF. So you can say safely that estimated PDF is as good as the actual values. So importance sampling works even for density estimation. That is the interesting part, isn't it?